Right, absolutes. Now, absolute is not too hard of a concept to understand. It's just, well, let's have a look at this. I've drawn a little number line here. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Here is a 0. How far is 0 to 2? It's 2. But how far is 0 to negative 2? Well, that's also 2. Okay? It doesn't matter. So what they're saying is what's the distance from 0 to 2 or 0 to negative 2? It's still 2. In other words, what we're saying here is have a look at this. 2. The absolute of 2 is just 2. But also the absolute of negative 2 is just 2. That's what absolute is. Don't overcomplicate it really. If I look at this here, go back up to this, right, that's negative 13, so that is just 13. Okay? Anything inside these vertical lines, it's just the positive result really, okay? So just kind of think about that. I mean, anything inside these sides, it's the positive result, okay? So let's go back and have a look at the actual question. Let's just erase all this. That's just a quick explanation about what absolutes are, okay? So I'll leave this material here for you to look at. Right, okay, here we go. Here's the question. Negative 13, the absolute of negative 13 is 13. I am going to add, okay, the negative version. Now this negative is not inside an absolute, so I'm not going to make it positive, okay? It's just part of the question. So, but I've got this, okay? So what is the absolute of 2? It's just 2, okay? So, do remember, okay, again, that negative is there, it stays there. This is the negative that's not there anymore, because remember what's inside an absolute is the positive result. So negative 13 becomes 13, okay? And 2 just becomes 2. Again, this has nothing to do with it. This is outside. I'm leaving it there, okay? Let's just step back. So this is the problem I'm going to do. So really, what's 13 and negative 2? What's 13 take away 2? It's 11, okay? That's the answer to that. So just be careful of that. That's a little tricky, is that minus sign there. It's not inside the absolute, it's part of the question, okay? And again, this minus sign has gone. Right, okay, that's that. Let's have a look at the next question. That's absolutes, remember. Just take the positive result of inside those vertical lines. Right, let's have a look what's next. Well, you know what, I'll go and do 6 and 7 to complete the absolute questions, okay? So, let's have a look at this. Again, let's try and think of this with me. Okay, what's the result of the absolute of negative 17? It's 17. Is it bigger than 0? Am I pointing to the smaller number? Yes, I am. That is true. Okay, right, true there. Okay, what's this next one? Okay, right. Ooh, now be careful again. Watch this. You see that on there? Okay. That negative is not part of the absolute. It stays there. Okay? What I'm doing is what's the absolute of negative 17? This bit here. Okay? So what's the absolute of negative 17? It's 17. Remember, that was not inside the absolute. It stays as part of the question, that one there. Okay? So, I've got that first bit. Let's go, write that in. Is it greater than? Right, again, that one outside stays there. The one inside has gone. Okay, so that is just 89. Alright, so just watch that. It does get confusing, does this? Right. So again, that one stays. It's that one there. That one goes because it's inside the absolute. Okay, so that's why I've got 89. Now, am I pointing at the smaller number? I do believe I am. So that's another one that's true. Let me double check that, so make sure, okay, yeah, negative 17 is bigger than negative 89. Think of a number line. Negative 89 is way down here. Negative 17 is up here. You know, here's the 0, okay? So we are further down the number line. Okay, so that's also a true, okay? Negative 17 is bigger than negative 89. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's have a look at this last question. Now, this last one, just on this page, that question 5, it's just terminology, is this. What we're saying here is what does additive inverse mean? It's just the opposite, okay? What do we need to add to negative 14 to make it 0? Well, we need to add a positive 14. So positive 14 is the additive inverse, because if you do that, you will get 0, okay? So the additive inverse of 5, would be negative 5. You know, watch just what the opposite. That's what adv inverse means.